If you're like me and tried all the proxies online, none of which worked or worked very long, you're probably looking for residential proxies. And then you came across Proxidize and decided to create your own residential proxy. Here's what you'll need: a 4G USB modem, a SIM card with hotspot or data plan, we'll talk about this more later, a powered USB hub, a device to run Proxidize, which could either be a Raspberry Pi 4, Ubuntu 20.04 LTS machine, or the Proxidize Micro-server, which you can buy from Proxidize. And whatever machine you have to have Proxidize's proprietary software installed. And finally, you're going to need the Proxidize Essentials plan, which is the minimum. So you plug in everything, plug in your modem, and it looks good until
Oh shit, here we
you
go
see
again.
on your admin screen that it is a limited LTE error, or it either says no connection, or it says that there's no SIM inserted. So what can we do? The solution to this limited LTE error / no connection error, the quickest fix is that your dongle is the main culprit due to how it'll work with different plans. Most USB modems only work with a hotspot plan, which is also usually called a tablet plan. And this is because the companies know that you are using a USB modem and they do not want to sell you a data plan to work on that, because it would be much cheaper. Since they have your IMEI for your device, they know that it's a mobile hotspot, not a cell phone that would use data. Most USB modems only work with hotspot plans, but it varies carrier to carrier, so there's a little bit of ambiguity here. So again, these hotspot plans are usually called either a hotspot plan or tablet plan. And as you can see here, I found from AT&T, I've used the $35 a month hotspot plan, which is quite pricey for the ZTE modem. Or I have used the $20 plan from H2O Wireless, $10 for the SIM card, and then $10 for the plan. And if this seems quite expensive for one proxy, it is quite expensive, especially because data plans can go for as little as $5 per month, and in some cases even $5 per year. The Proxidize JL01510 USB modem does not require a hotspot plan and will actually work with a mobile data plan. Considering that each of these plans would cost $240 in H2O Wireless's case, or $420 for 1 year. Again, mobile carrier plans can be as little as $5 a month, and in Red Pocket actually has a 12-month plan for $5 for each. This is from r/no contract, where they have put together the data plans that are the cheapest. And you might want to try some of these out if you ever do get the dongle from Proxy. If you're willing to pay more for Proxidize's engineered modems that work with any data plan, as well as save a headache, a lot of troubleshooting, and much frustration, I would just go with the Proxidize USB modem. You can purchase the Proxidize USB modem in the description below. Solution 2. Say that you do not want to get the Proxidize modem. Well, the problem is that your SIM card is incorrect for your specific USB modem. There's limited knowledge of which plans work with which modem, so far the solution is trial and error. Just because a plan states it has the data and can be used as a hotspot on a mobile phone does not mean it will work with your specific modem. For example, the AT&T MF861 ZTE modem only works with tablet hotspot plans, even though it's an unlocked modem. Personally, I recommend buying the Proxidize USB sticks, because even though you're going to spend a little bit more money in the beginning, eventually this will pay for itself. The mobile hotspot plans run between $15 and $35 a month, which is quite pricey. So if you were to buy a more expensive modem, it'll actually pay for itself in the long run, and you're not going to be spending as much money. So here's a solution if you don't have the modem. from Proxidize. This was my trial and error process. So number one, before purchasing any SIM card plan, make sure that your USB modem device is compatible with the carrier by checking on their website. You can do this on T-Mobile's website, AT&T, etc. They usually do have a place where you put the IMEI, which you'll find on your modem, into a text box, and you can check it. So number two, what you need to do is purchase SIM cards with various carriers. You only need one per carrier using this method because we're going to be trying a few. So confirm the SIM card can work with both data and hotspot plans by checking on the provider's website. And this is very important. You can also look on the card and usually it'll say that it's compatible with the number three. Then you will purchase the mobile hotspot plan from AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, or H2O, etc. Now, one of two things can happen. It either works or it doesn't. If it works, the limited LTE is fixed. It states the carrier, it says connected, and congratulations, you have a new proxy that is ready to go. If it doesn't work, you need to call the company's prepaid support line. You'll be put on hold for a while, and finally you'll talk to somebody, hopefully. And make sure you call them between their working business hours. And since it didn't work, you need to ask them to change the plan to a mobile hotspot plan. And depending on your SIM card, they either will do this or they won't. Usually they will though. And make sure to test the new plan on Proxidize's admin portal before hanging up with the support line person. It's important to always let the provider know, cell provider know, that you are using a USB dongle as a device, as they will know that which plans will work with it, which ones won't. Typically, they will ask you to confirm the IMEI number. If they do not, make sure that they ask them if your IMEI is correct with the specific SIM, because some carriers such as AT&T, it really does matter if in their database the IMEI is connected to your current dongle or phone, or else it just won't give you service. The person on the phone probably doesn't have much experience with 4G modems, so it's better to advocate for yourself than lose your hard-earned money. Solution 3, if you tried everything above and it didn't work, if you tried everything before and it didn't work, solution 3 is that you have to hard reset the dongle. And there's a few ways to do this. So first what you want to do is put the USB stick into a USB port on any computer. It should show that you have a new Ethernet adapter supplying your internet, and you should probably turn off either Ethernet or Wi-Fi so that you just have your USB dongle inserted, giving you the Wi-Fi. Now you need to gain root access to the dongle by inputting the default gateway into your browser. Usually this is 192.0.1.1. If this does not work, then you can find the default gateway of the USB modem by, on Windows, putting in ipconfig, or on Mac OS, ipconfig with the dash. And if you're on Linux, ifconfig. So input this number into your browser. Once you find it, it should come up with a portal, and we have the option to play around with different settings. First, we want to do is go to Settings, Tabs, Advanced, and Device Reset in my case, and hard reset it by just selecting Reset to factory settings. If the limited LTE fix works, congrats, finally you have a proxy. Final solution, changing the APN settings manually. Changing the APN is either a hit or miss for me. I've had it work and I've had it not work. The nice thing about Proxidize modems is that they actually automatically will set up the APN for you, and you shouldn't have to do any work with most SIM card and data plans. On the off chance that the APN does need to be changed, they actually have a settings wizard that you can access through the default gateway on a Linux system. The ZTE modem is a good example of a modem that does not have this, but nevertheless it does work with some SIM cards and with data plans if set up correctly. However, I found that I've had some trouble the APNs having to either be reset or having to factory reset the ZTE modem to make it work again. First, what you want to do is look at the package of the SIM. Occasionally, there are instructions on how to change the access point of the modem and what to change that access point to. If you can't find it in the package, usually when you're activating the SIM online, you should change the APN to on their website. If there are no screen/default gateway when you try to gain root access, once again, your modem might actually just be bricked or broken or incompatible with that particular SIM. Another issue that might occur is that your dongle might not be compatible with your OS. So when you plug it into your computer, if there's nothing that comes up, you might want to try it on a Linux machine. The Proxidize dongles only work on Linux, and I have not tested with Mac, but they do not work on Windows. And here you can see me changing the APN settings of my ZTE dongle, and thankfully it worked with this data plan. One thing about using a ZTE modem with these data plans is that I found that for some reason sometimes it actually will use the data, so I have to constantly either factory reset the modem or I have to add data to that particular SIM card again. So if none of these solutions work, it might be best to save up for Proxidize's dongles so that your user experience is better and you can save money in the long run. So we can all get better SIM card plans for cheaper. I'm linking a Google form in the description. You'll be asked to supply the USB dongle you have, which provider worked, and the name of the plan and its price. The Google sheet with this data will also be linked. By pulling our knowledge together, we can all benefit by avoiding the mistakes of others. Until next time, DXS.